I'm just here to talk to you about the journey that I've had with my daughter. Isabel was diagnosed in July 2010 with ALL. She was just gone 3.5. I remember walking to the hospital doors and thinking, oh God, this is it, everything is going to change. My world is going to fall apart. Call it a sixth sense, a mother's instinct. I knew what it was. I just needed the test to prove that I wasn't actually going mad in the head. So the next day she was blue lighted over to Birmingham Children's, and we had the bone marrow and it came back, yes, ALL. So we move into the cancer ward at their ward 15, which has become home to us. Izzy still says now, 3 years later, can we go for a sleepover? Have a spiked, please, can we have a sleepover? No, we're bloody going home. But that's all credit to the staff at Birmingham Children's, isn't it? You know, my daughter actually looks forward to going to hospital. Please, mummy, if I spiked, does it go over 38? Let's go to the hospital and go to A&E. No, I just want to stay at home. But that's great, you know, that they do actually love that place so much. We started treatment. I think any parent that has got a child with any kind of cancer will know that potentially the worst thing is the steroids, the devil drugs. I mean, I don't know how we got through the waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I want gherkins, Monster Munch, Cocoa Pops, lasagna. Oh God, running up to Sainsbury's every morning, buying 5 lasagnas so she's got enough for the day. Coming back, I don't want lasagna today, I want meatballs. Oh shit, back up to Sainsbury's. It's just this constant craving of different things, and your child changes. It's a switch. 1 minute they're delightful, the next they're punching you, they're kicking you, they're spitting at you, they hate you, they love you. And I think as a parent to actually watch your child endure that is actually, for me, it was harder than watching them go through all the chemotherapy. Izzy came back as high risk for relapse, so her plan was changed from regimen A to regimen C. I think it's a little bit different these days, but she had to go under 49 weeks of intensive chemotherapy. But it's a credit to the staff. She used to look forward to the red chemo. Is it the red chemo today? Because my wee's going to turn pink. Yay! You know, and it's all that kind of stuff, and drip surfing around the wards. We used to, when she was on the one chemo, the 5.5 hour one, I can't even remember what that one was, but love that because she'd go surfing around the wards on the drips all day and playing with the other children, you know. We finally got to maintenance, and then that was a whole different kettle of fish for me. That was like my security blanket had gone, because we'd been there some weeks 5 days a week, at least once a week, probably staying in once a month for a few days. And you get to maintenance and it's everything that I've been asking before, and in fact through the whole of her treatment, is this normal? I had no way of judging. There is no... And I'm sure Joshua got fed up with me, because every single time, well, is that normal? Joshua, is that normal? Because you don't know. And then when you get onto maintenance, it's a whole new ballpark. And again, you're asking, is this normal? I don't know if this is normal. Because you don't. I mean, I've got another child who's a year older than Isabel, and he's normal, and I never worry about him and him having a temperature. If that's normal, that's not a problem. But for Izzy, it's this whole different thing. And now she's finished treatment, it's even worse, because I don't know what to expect. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't know what her blood test result's going to be in a fortnight. But I think as a family, and obviously with all the friends that we made at the hospital, we don't worry about tomorrow. I can't think about tomorrow. Let's just get through today. She's all right today. She's probably playing Shelley up in there, and you know, she goes to school every day. She's happy, slightly determined, but you know, they get themselves through it as well. And you know, Izzy had lots of problems. She almost had to have an NG tube. A Wiggly stopped working, so we had to have new Wigglies. She had reactions to plasters, the vomiting. Her hair started to come out, so I said, oh, well, shave off mummy's, we'll both look Goldilocks together. She shaved off mine. She never lost another bloody hair off her head for 6 months. So I'm walking around with no hair, and she's got a full head of hair. But you know, I think it's a credit to the staff at the hospital. Nothing's ever too much. You know, you do ask a lot of questions, but it is just for me and for my family, it was always, is this normal? And they're very reassuring, but I think, you know, and they tell you the truth. They have never ever said everything's going to be fine, because nobody can guarantee that. We could get hit by a bus on the way home, but they're reassuring, they're honest, and I think as long as sort of all the healthcare professionals are like that with the families, and also families that we've met, we've got our little Regimen C club, and we're quite raucous in clinic on a Tuesday, and Shelley probably books most Tuesdays off when we're coming in. But we've got a nice little group of people. We talk to each other. We constantly on the phone. Did you have this with Katie? Because Izzy's doing this, or they phone me, or rather than actually phoning the hospital most of the time, you get to know other mothers better than, and who better to talk to than someone that's actually going through it or been through it or further down the line than we actually are. So, I mean, Izzy's fine, touch wood, she will always be fine. She's a bit mental, but I think that was before the leukemia. So, but if there's anything anyone wants to ask me, or you want to get in contact with me or anything, then please do so. I can't thank the hospital enough. I can't thank the medical profession for finding all these wonderful drugs that are helping to save my daughter. But you know, we don't know what tomorrow will bring, but we'll cross that bridge as and when and if. So that's it really. If there's anything anyone wants to know or ask, or I can run.